Hello everyone, welcome back to How to Tech with Kyle. Today we're going to be just going through a quick rundown of Steam. I've done a bunch of videos already for more particular things within Steam, so check out my other videos if you're looking for something in particular, or leave a comment if you have any suggestions for more specific Steam stuff. But we're just going to go through Steam as if someone who's never used it before is just trying to get a better idea of how it works. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel to help us with the algorithm. And like I mentioned before, leave us a comment if you have any suggestions for future videos or if you have any questions about this video. Awesome, let's get into it. So when you install Steam from Steam Powered, just type in Steam Powered into Google, and you should be able to install it pretty easily. So this is the page that we're first going to get pushed into. This is the just main store page, the featured page as it's called, and this will show some of the more popular games. So as you can see, we could scroll through a bunch of the games here, and over here we have a lot of recommended items. So for these recommended items, the by friends, that will obviously only give you some recommendations if you already have friends on Steam who own XYZ games. Here are some discovery queues with recommendations. Once again, the recommendations will only show up once you already own a couple games. So these recommendations are based on the games that I already have within my library that I've purchased. So new releases obviously are games that have recently come out. So we'll go back to featured. So as you go down here, special offers and a lot of the good deals will show up down here. For instance, these ones will show you all of the items that are on sale this week. Excuse me. So here we have the Steam Deck and Valve Index. Category is a very good way to find games that you like by category, and we'll touch base on the search options later. Discovery queue are games that you may have tagged as something that you would potentially enjoy or that you maybe tried through beta testing. Players like you love, this will be obviously populated once you start buying games, and Steam knows what types of games you usually like to play. This will show you games similar to a game that you've played. So for instance, Tower Unite is a sandbox game, so this will show you games that are similar to that. And here are just a couple more browsing games. Here are some new and trending, and you can switch these over to top sellers, popular, upcoming, and specials. Specials are usually more games that are on sale. Game streaming now will show you people who are physically streaming at the moment. Trending among friends are items that your friends have been playing under $10, pretty self-explanatory. Updates and offers are more items that are on sale. Cool. So let's go ahead and move down into a discovery queue. Is mostly the items that we discussed before, stuff that'll pop up as you start purchasing games. Wishlist, you can add items to your wish list like this. Let's say we want to open this game up and we will add it to your wish list. So these are games that other people in your Steam friends can see and potentially buy for you if they're feeling generous or if it's your birthday, or if you just want to save it as a game that's on your wish list to purchase when you get your next paycheck or something along those lines. The points shop, so you'll accumulate points by purchasing games or items through Steam. As you can see, I have 10,000 points. How points work, you'll get 100 points for each dollar spent. So I've been spending a lot of money, not a lot compared to some of my buddies, but here you can buy a ton of different things. You can buy items from games specifically. So here are some Counter-Strike items, Gunfire Reborn items. Here are some bundles that you can buy for if you want to buy just a bunch of things. Here are some frames, and here are some emojis. Steam Deck items are specifically for Steam Deck, obviously, so these are different keyboard layouts that you can buy. Community awards are for just random items from the community, badges and things like that. Avatar is the name that's going to show up here. You can upload your own avatar, but a lot of people like to have these cool ones. Here are some anime ones. Here are some frames. Backgrounds are for the background of your Steam profile. So if we go ahead and click activity here, we'll be able, or if we just click our name and then go to profile, you'll see here's my background. I currently have a Star Wars one shown up here. So you can buy those through here. Seasonal badges are badges that you can get depending on which season it is. Some of them are only specific to certain years. Game profiles, these I'm not 100% sure what these are. Okay, so it looks like they're just profiles that you can get that are dependent on certain games. I don't know if you can only get ones from games that you own, but some of these look pretty darn cool. So it looks like this one is a combination of an avatar as well as a background, and it looks like a frame as well. So these look like little packages for games, which is really cool. Artist profiles, I think these ones are ones that are created by Steam users that they sell essentially, and they'd probably get a little kickback depending on how many of their profiles that they sell. Profile showcases, so these are showcases that you can put onto your profile page to show off your badges and game collections and achievements and things like that. Chat items, so these are animated stickers for when you're sending messages to people, and chat effects and emojis. These are all for the Steam chat in particular. Points history, this is where we could see what we've purchased items with our Steam points from. And then my profile is obviously the items that you already have and suggested items that you may have from certain games. So let's go ahead and move over to library. So here's where you're going to find all of your games in the uncategorized items. So what we can do here is we can install games from here. We can add games to favorites, which will put them up towards the top of your list. We can also add them to new collections, which is groups. So you can say, I want to add these to the FPS group because this is an FPS game. So for manage, you can also hide games, or you can open up properties and check through these. And these options will be different if you have if you're looking at a game that's already installed. So manage, we can add a shortcut to desktop. We can browse local files to see where these files are installed on our hard drive. We can also hide this game or uninstall from here. And if we go to properties for games that are already installed, I have gone over quite a few of these in my other videos, so I'm just going through these very quickly. So we can check in on the updates, we can check in on the local files, and we can verify integrity of files if you're having any issues with this game in particular, or we can back up files. We can also change the language, we can change any of these beta access if the games aren't fully released yet. We can change the controller inputs, and we can view any DLCs that we may have here. So from here in the properties, we can also check launch options, which I've done in another video as well. If you want the game to, for instance, launch in windowed mode versus full screen borderless, or you can change a lot of different settings here, especially with a lot of the for instance, I believe Counter-Strike is one that you can change a lot of things in. I don't know if it's only games with certain that are developed with certain engines, but this can be used in a lot of different games to kind of tweak the way that games are launched. So here, with the games that you have installed or games that are in your library, you can also view the store page directly from here. And for these, you have to enter this if it's a game that's mature, for instance. You can also view the DLCs, which will take you to the store page as well. And you can also view the community hub, which is where you can see people posting and things like that, discussions, broadcast videos, and all of these kinds of things. You can also go to guides, which is pretty self-describing. You can also go to support. You can see over here which one of your friends play this game, or own it rather. You can also see the achievements that you unlock over here, and this activity feed is all of the updates and anything that the developers are posting. So for library, that's essentially it. We can also go to the downloads page and it'll show you anything that's currently downloading at the time. Another way to add a game is you can also add a game here to add non-Steam games. I've done a video on this one as well, so check that out if you want more, if you have any more questions about that. But you can essentially add a non-Steam game to launch through Steam. For instance, you can add Overwatch, World of Warcraft, Battle.net games through Steam through this. If you have a code for a game or a code for Steam dollars, you can activate those here as well. If you pull this up, you can just add the code here will usually look like one of these, and you can activate it through here. If there's a game cheaper on, for instance, G2A or Kinguin or one of those websites, you can buy a code from there for cheaper and then activate it here if it's cheaper than Steam, because a lot of times those external websites will have some deals. And the last one is browse the Steam store for games, which is, there are a bunch of ways to get back to this main page, but we'll go ahead and go to community. We'll go to community home, and here's where you could see a lot of reviews and artwork and updates for the games that you play most actively. We can go to discussions, which is essentially similar to the last page, but this will show you a little bit more detailed items such as the forums for games as well as the tools and servers. Tools and servers are potentially used for making private servers and things like that for games that are more open source code. So now we're going to go down to Community Workshop. The workshop is where you can upload items that you create that Steam would potentially sell, and you could get some money for those. So it'll show you a lot of the most recent workshop items here that have been uploaded. And about workshop, you can get more you can get a bit more information here if you're a graphical artist that's looking to upload things to Steam to potentially sell. So that's pretty cool. I haven't really touched that too much. I'm not really into graphic design, but if you are, this is a cool place to look about workshop. So now we're going to go down here to market. So from games, you'll be able to earn items or purchase items directly from Steam for some games to use in-game. One of the most popular, I would say, are maybe Dota or Counter-Strike. You can buy items from the games, or you can buy cases and unlock these cases with keys and potentially get a really expensive item and make money. That's very rare, and we're not condoning gambling here. But for instance, you can buy one of these Dreams and Nightmares cases, and then you can buy a Dreams and Nightmare key, which is, I believe, $2.50. So you're spending about $3 each time you want to open up one of these cases. You have potential to get an item that's over $1,000, but 99% of the time you'll probably get an item that's worth maybe $1 or less. So it's not really efficient. A lot of streamers made it basically by opening cases and things like that, which is it's cool, but it really I'm sure they make a ton of money off of these. So. And in the recent years, they've really cracked down on trading and selling items because a lot of people would essentially make a living on buying and selling Steam items. So let's see, we'll go ahead and check out Counter-Strike real quick and we'll sort by price. As you can see, a lot of these knives are worth quite a bit of money and some of the guns are worth quite a bit of money depending on what they are. Some of these are upwards of like $2,000 here. So now we're going to go down to broadcast. This is similar to the page that we saw initially where you can just check out a bunch of people's streams. I think a lot of these are either YouTube or Twitch streams. So this is a pretty darn cool place if you want to find streams depending on different games. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to the buttons at the top before we get to the profile. So here you can change accounts if you have different items on another account, different games on a different account. You can go offline, you can check for Steam updates, you can back up and restore games, you can go to settings, and here you'll be able to see all these settings. I've gone into quite a few of them in other videos, but we're not going to go too deep into them on this video since we're just doing a quick walkthrough. Under view, you can check, essentially these are just shortcuts to a lot of the pages that we've already viewed. So a lot of these, you can also change to different modes. You can change to small mode here. You can change to big picture mode, which is cool. It brings up this kind of, it's a little bit of a different kind of mode here. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the regular mode. We're going to exit big picture mode and we are going to go back to large mode. So from here, we are going to go ahead and go to friends. We're going to view the friends list here. So here you have all of your friends. You can add friends via this little button here, and you're going to have to pass on your friend code or your quick invite or find your friends code. And from here, you can also do some of the similar items that we were doing down here with the add game. You can manage gifts and guest passes, Steam library, things like that. Help is where you're going to find all of your system information about Steam and if you need to create a Steam ticket. So we'll go ahead now and go to our activity. So activity is all of our activity, so reviews that we leave and things like that and comments that people have left. Let's see what else we got. Now we'll go down to profile. So profile, we'll be able to see our name, any notes that we leave here, our showcases, game collectors, and any comments that are left down here. And we'll also be able to see our friends. You can make your profile private if you want. I've made a video for that. If you want to check that out, then go look for that. You can also edit your profile from here, and here you can check out a lot of your different items for your avatar, from your background, from any items you do want people to see or don't want people to see on your profile. You can change all those here. I've made a couple other videos like I mentioned, so you can go check those out if you want some more detail. And here you can also change your friends and your groups. Here you can find some groups or find friends via this portal as well. Groups are essentially just groups for specific games or from other items that you can join. Content, here's another way that you can see people who are making screenshots, videos, artwork, workshop items, and things like that. Badges are items that you earn through playing games. This is pretty cool. It basically is another way to show your progression in certain games. So you'll earn these badges as well as achievements. Now we'll go down to inventory. So this will show all of our inventory market items. So as you can see, it shows the games broken down into different sections. So here are all my Counter-Strike items. Here are all my Dota items because I've no life Dota for a long time. And yeah, this is essentially it. I think we've covered mostly everything. Up here, if you click on your name, you'll be able to see more of your wallet info and your preferences and your account name and things like that. And I think that is about it. Thank you guys very much for watching this little breakdown of Steam. And if you have any questions or comments, shoot them in the comments and we will answer them or get some new videos created if you want to see anything a little bit more specific with Steam. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, please like and subscribe to help us with the algorithm, and we'll see you on the next video.